Welcome to another edition of Mark's Inspiration. Got the D-Man here, and I'm glad you could join me today as always. It's another cloudy, cool day in St. Louis, Missouri today. We are having a wet spring today, but hang in there. And today we will continue our topic on how to become a high-status man. You do want to be a high-status man, don't you? Most people do, but maybe some people want to live in obscurity. Being high status is not necessarily being known around the world. High status is an inherent quality. You have to be high status within before it will manifest itself in the outer world. Well, let's continue with our article that I found yesterday about how to become a high status man. Smash that like button, subscribe, and once again, welcome to my new subscribers, and thank you for my continuing support from my existing subscribers. I appreciate you guys, and I assure you we will have more things coming in the future that will help you become whatever you desire to become in your life, because you are limitless. The only limits that you have are the limits you set upon yourself. No outside force, person, or influence can limit you. Only you can do that by the limits you believe or you conceive in your mind. Whatever the mind of man can believe and conceive, or conceive and believe, it can achieve. Napoleon Hill. And I believe that's true. And I hope that you prove that to yourself in your life. I know that you can. So let's continue. Number 4, have incredible self-talk. What are you saying to yourself every day? Your inner conversations. Your inner conversations run your life, or dictate or direct your life. What are you saying about yourself to yourself? Not verbally out loud, although sometimes we do that too, but your inner conversations that no one else hears. The conversations that happen in that secret place in your kingdom, within your mind, between your ears. What's going on there? What do you really believe in there? What are you saying to yourself? Be aware of your inner conversations. If your words do create your reality and your thoughts, what are you saying? What are you thinking about? Are you arguing with someone in your head daily? Are you bad-mouthing your boss if you have a boss? Are you talking about your fears? How you're going to pay your rent? How you're going to pay the bills? If you're going to lose your job? Are your clients going to come in? Doubts and fears? Is that what's occurring within your mind? Let's continue. Think about that today. Our mind is simple. It attempts to bring us closer to pleasure and avoid pain. That reminds me of a saying I read out of this book. He who loves pleasure will suffer want. Now that doesn't mean you can't enjoy pleasurable things, but it says he who loves pleasure. Like anything else, moderation. Pleasure is great. But if you seek pleasure for pleasure's sake, you will suffer want. Continue. Okay. If your mind thinks about walking into a meeting and the mental, what is this? Okay, and the mental pictures you are experiencing are telling you that people are judging you and hating you, rest assured, you will be in for a rough time. High status people have incredible self-talk in between their ears, as I said, what's going on up here, that allows them to find pleasure in what low status people find painful. I had a speaking engagement the other night, and of course we all have doubts. So some of the doubts would come into my head. Am I going to run out of things to say? Will I be able to keep the topic going? And will I be able to offer value to my audience? And I saw myself getting a standing ovation at the end of the speaking engagement. And sure enough, I did get a standing ovation. Not from everybody, but from quite a few people. So, everybody else clapped. All right, but it's really challenging to keep your mind on what you want. You must keep your mind on what you desire and off of what you fear. Now that takes effort, and most people don't want to put out the effort. That takes willpower. That's where the use of the will comes in. That's where willpower comes in. Many people use it to force people or situations on the outside. They exert their will on other people. The willpower is useful only within your mind. Yes, you may accomplish something by forcing people with your will to do something, but there is always the cause and effect, the retaliation, the boomerang effect. Because what you do to others, you just as well do it to yourself. Although people don't follow this universal law because the effects are not immediate. And down the road, it comes back to you just as a boomerang, but they don't relate cause and effect. They don't look back in their life and say, hey, you know what? I did this to someone else. This is exactly what I did to them. This must be how they felt when I did this to them. No, they blame the person, whoever's doing it to them, or whatever the situation happens to be, and they never look beyond the moment to try to understand how this situation happened to them, how they brought it into their life. Introspection, self-reflection, inventory. These things are the marks of a high-status male. He doesn't blame the world or people for his situations or challenges in life. He looks within to see how he created it. And he also looks within to see how he can find a solution to the situation he currently finds himself in. Body language. There are experts out there that are much better at talking about this than me. But in terms of principles, there are two you must follow. Be open. It's extremely simple. Just don't be closed. Arms, legs, etc. And your mind. Don't have a closed mind. Take up space. High status people are not afraid to take up space. And don't try to act invisible. So basically, the opposite of what he's saying is this. Don't sit there like this with your legs crossed and your arms. That is like a defensive posture. And it closes you off from other people. It's the opposite of being open. So relax, spread out, kick back, just be open. Nobody's going to attack you. Just relax, allow life to happen, to unfold in front of you. Allow people to talk to you, allow people to feel like you're approachable by being open, relaxed, and approachable. Just relax. No one's going to hurt you, okay? Be around. Number 6, be around high status people. If you are around a bunch of low status people, it's easier to fall into their reality if you aren't mindful. Yes, you become part of what you are around, whether you like it or not. And I have experienced that in my life. I've been around people who were, I hate to say low status, let's put it this way. People who were not really doing anything with their lives. Maybe they were partying or just hanging out. Usually it's a woman. They may be very beautiful. I've been with some beautiful women, but if they're not doing anything with their lives or they're not taking care of you in the relationship, you don't need to be around them. They will drag you down. Many people want to be around a high status male, but they just want to ride on his coattails, so to speak. They don't want to do what they have to do to become high status. They just want to enjoy the benefits of what the high status man is doing or creating or what he's benefiting from. But these people will drag you down because they just want to hang around and hang along. They don't want to do anything for themselves or for you to encourage you or to support you. You have to drop these people like a hot potato, or they will destroy you. But that's you. You're allowing them to do that. Stay away from people who are going nowhere. Because guess what? Hang around with them long enough and you will be going nowhere also. Okay, 6. Be around. Oh yeah, okay. We started on 6. If you are stuck with a certain group, then make sure to watch or talk to a friend that's high status or a video of someone you admire. And we have a wonderful opportunity today with YouTube. You may not be able to find a high status man or someone who is excelling in what you desire to excel in your local community, but you can get on YouTube and listen to these people over and over and over again. I have listened to some books on YouTube and some speakers on YouTube, books over 100 times, plus I've read them, and some speakers time and time again. Sparty Fortune, he's a good one. If you're having difficulty with women, Sparty Fortune, Team Fortune, check him out. This guy is young, but he has a wisdom beyond his years. I guarantee you, you will benefit from him. Okay. 7, posture. Chest forward, shoulders back, chin up. Posture changes your thoughts, which affect your feelings. It makes you feel immensely more confident. You need to walk standing straight up with your head up like a soldier. I've struggled with posture through my life. I have to focus on standing up straight with my shoulders back and my chest out. When I walk like that, I feel like I'm being cocky, but it does change the way you feel about yourself. If you have to constantly think about it to get into the habit of doing that, it is very beneficial. And if you have someone close to you, your friend, ask them, how's my posture? If you see me walking with bad posture, slumped down like this, tell me about it. I need to know. And if you continue with that, eventually you will have the habit of always walking, standing with good posture. Very important how you present yourself, how you feel about yourself. Posture is not something you turn on and off. If you're reading this right now, sitting down, how is your posture? See, I'm caught again. I was a little bit slumping there. If it's absolutely terrible, I recommend you go to the Egoscue Clinic. I've never heard of that. If it's mediocre, read an article about it here. Okay. Number 8, be actually happy. A great friend of mine said that happiness is smiling to yourself when you are alone in the elevator. It's a strong feeling of content. It's not high energy. There is a distinction between being happy and joyful. Joy equals happy plus excitement. Happiness is just a deep contentment. You are happy with life and you take conscious steps every day to keep you in this state. Gratitude, working out, self-talk, environment. Make a gratitude list. That helps. It never helped me for years. But today I actually feel gratitude. But it's easier to feel gratitude if you accept life on life's terms and don't think you know what's best. Don't try to run the show. Don't complain about the government and your boss and all the people you think that don't know what they're doing. Just accept everyone as they are. And if you want to change the world, as Gandhi said, start with yourself. Don't try to change the outside. Change the inside first, because that's the only thing you can change. And miraculously, when you change the inside, the outer world starts to transform itself. I don't know how that works. I just know that it does. So try that today instead of trying to make people, places, and things conform with how you think they should be. All right, that's all I have time for today. Thank you so much for joining me. I will see you tomorrow. Have a great day.